friends. This is such a funny angle because I am using a new camera. I'm using my actual camera instead of my phone. So I have it kind of set up a little bit differently, but I hope you don't mind. I am just getting ready for the day. I'm already dressed, believe it or not, even though it looks like I'm wearing pajamas. I'm just putting on my skincare, and I know I have shown this many times before, so I apologize if it's redundant for anybody new though. I start with this eye cream. I really hope it's focusing because I can't see anything. This is from Dew. It's the Oracle Reviving Eye Gel, and I usually pair it with this, which is the reusable eye patches. That is also from Dew. I love these things. I've had it for over a year, and they still are just as new. I'm not going to put them on today though because I've actually been awake for some time because I was up with Ian helping him get ready this morning because it snowed last night, and so like people were already shoveling and you know things are pretty lively very early on already, so I just got up with him. This is the next thing that I put on. It is the Glossier Priming Moisturizer Balance Oil Control Gel Cream. Very specific on the Oil Control Gel Cream one because that one is non-comedogenic, so it's good for acne-prone skin. And just some sunscreen. Even though it is a cloudy, snowy day, some of you might know that my skincare routine is so much more minimal because of the whole acne situation that I'm now starting to get used to, adult acne. This is the sunscreen. It is Elta MD UV Clear SPF 46. This one is the best one. I have tried so many sunscreens over the years, and this is the one that I keep coming back to. Logan is also crying and screaming a lot because I've been awake, and so if I'm awake, surely that means that he needs to be fed. Okay, this is the lip balm. I actually prefer the Rhode lip peptide treatment, but I've been using this one because I got it for free and I just want to use it out. It's the glossierbalm.com. This one is unscented, so it's like the one that I really just want to get rid of. And then the last thing, the one item of makeup here, is also from Glossier. You know, I really hope you can see this, and I hope it's not blurry, but it is the Glossier Boy Brow, and it is in the shade Dark Brown. I'm definitely gonna have to do this to put this on because I can't see. I need to put my glasses on. I wish I could fake that for y'all and pretend like I'm actually putting it on for the camera, but truly, I am blind. I can't even see anything right now. So let me put my glasses on. Like I said, I already got dressed and I put on my jewelry and everything. I didn't put my rings on, but I'll put those on after. But I've just got some earrings on. I got a little necklace stack happening. This really is something that I like to do when I'm dressed super casually. As you can see, I'm wearing like an oversized shirt that I think is from Lee, that I stole from Ian. And then I have Aritzia sweatpants on, and then I just have some slippers on. So I like to put on a lot of jewelry to jazz that up, jazz that super casual fit up. But lately I have really been getting into jewelry just in general, so I've just been wearing a lot of stacks and stuff like that. But anyway, let me put my rings on and we are set for this morning. Didn't have much of a chit chat because that was such a short morning routine, but we're gonna get into it. And I should also say right at the start of the video that this morning routine is going to be different than my usual slow morning routines. You all know that my other slow morning routines are very consistent because I stick to a specific list of things that I do, but I have changed it now that I am unemployed and I have extra time in the morning to give myself that extra time and take things extra slowly. So let's get on with that. Here he is right next to me, waiting for me to get up and feed him. I just filmed an entire clip walking you through my basic oatmeal recipe and realized that my mic wasn't on the entire time. So I'm just gonna run it back for you, show you what's in the pot that's simmering right now, and then we'll take it from there. Okay, so what's happening in the pot is that I have 1 part oats, so a 1/4 cup of oats, to 2 parts of milk. I used Silk unsweetened almond milk, but I usually go for soy milk. I just didn't find it at the store. And I do 2 parts of that, so that's 1/2 cup of milk. And then I usually put in about 1/2 teaspoon of maple syrup, but I'm trying to get rid of a creamer. I'll show it to you in a second. So I put in like a creamer as my sweetener because, again, I'm just trying to get rid of the creamer. I don't like it in my coffee. So I put that in there, and then I put 2 teaspoons of chia seeds, and I have this simmering on a medium to medium low, and I just wait for this to thicken up. Okay, this is the creamer that I was talking about. It's almond milk creamer. I really like milk. I like the regular almond milk, but the creamer is not good. This is the flavor caramel, so I figured like it would just work just as fine as maple syrup in a oatmeal base, which I have right here. It's like nice and thick and creamy. And then I just add in the toppings. So the first thing that I add is peanut butter. I do maybe, I don't know, 1/2 tablespoon. I don't like to put too much. I typically would put like a whole tablespoon, but I don't like to add much because I actually don't like it to taste too peanut buttery. I like the base the way that it is actually, but I just add in the peanut butter for extra protein. And I put that into the base, and then I mix it in really well so it basically isn't a clump. So once that is really mixed in, I add in the next topping, which is pumpkin seeds. I do about 1 tablespoon of pumpkin seeds. And then the last is strawberries. I don't know if you can see, but while I was talking to you without a mic, I was chopping up these strawberries. There were only 3 strawberries, but they were so gigantic that it made about a cup. So that's perfect. I try to go for a 1/2 cup to a cup of berries, depending on the size of the berries. Okay, so that's pretty much it. I kind of look at this as like a PB&J oatmeal because we've got the peanut butter base and then we have the strawberries on top to be like the strawberry jam. And I really like it. I feel like this is super customizable. Like I said, I use maple syrup as a sweetener, but I ended up using creamer this time around, and it tastes really good even with that. I also think instead of peanut butter, I can do like an oat butter, like the Oat House butter, or even any kind of butter, honestly, or Nutella, and make it like a chocolate covered strawberry kind of vibe. I just love that it's super customizable. I've actually been enjoying this every single day since the start of the new year, mostly for health reasons, but also it's really good. Now I'm going to just make my moon juice in my 4-cup water bottle here, and then it is time for breakfast. By the way, for those who do not know, this is 4 cups. It's an Nalgene bottle, Glossier. You know I love Glossier. That's the bottle. And I put in 4 cups of water to 1 teaspoon of the moon juice, the Mini Dew moon juice. I love this stuff. I have been using it since last year, exactly 1 year ago. I started using this and I absolutely love it. It's basically just electrolytes, but they taste really good. I actually like it. It's like a salted watermelon, but it's not too salty. Not salty at all, actually, I would say. And I like to be super hydrated first thing in the morning, so that's why I put it in 4 cups, even though the directions say to do 1 cup. And I sip on this throughout my morning. I usually finish it right before it's time for coffee, and I feel really energized and hydrated, and it's really good because I also do a lot of walking throughout the day, so I like to have my electrolytes first thing so I don't forget, and then I feel good for the rest of the day. Since I'm not filming with my phone, I can actually, in real time, check my Oura ring and see how my sleep and all of that stuff went. This is something that I like to do as I'm having my breakfast, as opposed to like scrolling on social media or anything like that. Okay, let's see what it says. So it says my resilience has leveled up. I went from a solid resilience to a strong resilience, which is really cool. And it says that, oh, it's updating. My app is updating. And I see, it tells you exactly where I've leveled up. It kind of does this little map, if you will. And the map says that I was in an area of high recovery, so like high recovery when it comes to exercise and resting my body, that's part of the recovery, and high stress. And I just recently shifted over to high recovery, which is the same thing, but low stress, which is very interesting and so cool that it picked up on that. Because as you know, if you've been watching my videos over the month, since getting laid off, I started the month off, or I started the year off really stressed, and now I'm feeling very, very low stress. Okay, my readiness score, which basically tells me how ready I am for the day in terms of body movement, stress, just overall readiness. My score is 84. It says my HRV balance is at an optimal level, which is a great sign of recovery. Awesome, love that. And then my sleep score is 87, which is optimal. Wow. It says all of my little mini scores underneath sleep is really great, except for my REM sleep. It said that I got really, really bad REM sleep, and I always struggle with REM. I usually only get like an hour, but it says I barely got half an hour last night, which is the worst I've seen it in a long time. I don't know what that means actually, but it says here you only got 25 minutes of REM sleep last night, which might be less than you need. And they asked me, how's your sleep environment? Are you keeping your bedroom cool, dark, and quiet? Because that can help you get more REM sleep. And I'm trying to remember. I think it was hot. And then as I continue to scroll, it says, my activity score has trended up over the past 8 weeks. It is on par with my baseline. Those are kind of the main things that I look at when I look at my Aura ring in the morning. Lots of details, as you can see. Riley has also been doing this thing where every morning after she eats, she will just nonstop scream at me. I don't know why. Anyway, the next thing up on my morning routine list is to do my morning pages. I showed this in a Slowing Down with Art video very recently, that I got a new morning pages book. And it's definitely bigger than the old book that I was using, if you can remember. I had a book that was like this small, so it was like this small in comparison to this one. So needless to say, I'm writing a lot more. I'm actually going to time myself right now for you to show you the impact based off of what I used to do, like how much I used to write and how long it used to take me. I'll tell you right now, it used to take me 5 minutes or so to do my morning pages in that little chunky book. So I'm going to write these out now, and I'll tell you how long it takes me. Okay, I just finished my morning pages. My hand hurts every single time because I think I press really hard when I'm writing, but I did my 3 pages. Did I do more than 3? Hold on, 1, 2, 3. No, okay, I did my 3 pages, and that took me approximately almost 20 minutes. I'm surprised, actually. I thought it would take me like 15 minutes or less. But yeah, going from 5 minutes to almost 20 minutes is a huge deal, not just because I'm spending extra time in my morning routine to this, but I'm spending extra time to my Artist's Way journey, to my Slowing Down with Art journey, and a lot happens in the 15 to 20 minutes that I do writing this. Like, a lot comes out on the page, and it has just been doing so much good for me. It's my favorite. I might actually have to say it's my favorite part of my morning routine, in front of making my coffee, which is crazy to say, but it has really been transformative. Did the camera move? I don't even know. Was I like shaking the table while I was writing? I write so heavy-handed and aggressively for no reason. If you have never seen this angle before, it's probably because I never filmed in this corner, which is so funny. This is my little nook. If you can remember from my living room, I have like these floating shelves right by the TV. This is like a little swivel chair that I have over here that I don't actually sit in often, but I have been sitting here every single morning lately because I like to sit in this nice plushy comfy chair, sit cross-legged, and do some meditation. Before I do the meditation though, I pull out my phone, and I'm still not checking socials yet. I'm still not like texting or anything like that. I go into the app Substack, which I've talked about on the channel before, and my newsletter is now hosted on Substack because it's free for me, free for you, and also it has a really fantastic app. So I go into Substack, and if you don't know what Substack is, it's essentially a place where you can read thought pieces, articles, newsletters. It's just a space for people to create their own newsletters, and there are a huge range of topics that you can get into, from very relaxed and chill newsletters to things that are truly thought pieces and are essays and essays long and all of that good stuff. So I love reading something from here as opposed to what I used to do where I would read for 10 minutes every single morning. I haven't picked up a book just yet for the year because I have been doing this instead, because I just want to branch out and read from diverse voices, not just from like published authors, but from other people, other creatives. It just helps me with my creative energy and my creative headspace. So I usually just go into my subscriptions and read the one that's on the top of the list, like the last most recent article that's there. And I have something here from Bells and Whistles, and I think I just recently subscribed to this person, but the name of the article is Lessons from Living with My Grandfather, talking about the 8 months I lived with my grandpa. So this is going to be interesting. It looks like a long read. It has images and everything, most certainly like a longer thought piece. So I'm gonna sit and read this for a little bit. By the way, just running a little bit backwards about me not reading, and I haven't read anything for the year just yet. The other reason why I haven't is because I'm reading The Artist's Way, and most of the Artist's Way, that course, is reading a section and then doing tasks. So I am still reading, if anybody was curious about that. Anyway, let me read this first and then we'll get to the meditation. Okay, I just finished reading this. Again, the name of this article is Lessons from Living with My Grandfather by Bells and Whistles, and I thought that I would read just a really short line or two to you that I think would resonate with people watching this video, especially because this video is all about slowing down and slow mornings and slow living routines. So one of the lessons that this person learned from living with their grandfather, and they lived with their grandfather for 8 months, is that slowing down is okay, or slowing things down is okay. And so this person says, there is a tenderness to everything he does. He is in her grandfather. To make time to enjoy those incredibly simple parts of life, like feeling the sun on your face, to have that reminder that you can walk to the bank to deposit a check or use the tools you have in your garage or basement to fix something instead of buying something brand new on Amazon. You don't need to finish a project within a day. Slowing down your lifestyle can do wonders for how you value your time. I won't go into the rest of this article because it's quite a long one, but I do recommend you checking it out and reading it, because I do think these 8 months, the 8 months that she spent living with her grandfather, there are a lot of slow living lessons that she learned here. So I'm definitely gonna like this article, and I'm actually going to restack it, or whatever they call, like repost it, so that anybody who is subscribed to me can also really easily find it. But this was such a good, very fitting read to read today. Not all of them are always about slow living. This is just very timely for some reason. Okay, so time for my meditation. This is going to be a little funny filming because I just know that you're going to be watching me. But I do my meditations through the Aura app. So I'm back in the Aura app. And I love that there are meditations just pre-populated in here. I've really been utilizing them every single day. So my favorite one is actually only 3 minutes long, and it's kind of been provided complimentary by Headspace. So it's called Relax Your Mind. This is what it looks like in the app. And it says, give yourself a little space when you're feeling overwhelmed. And you can actually add a soundscape to this if you wanted to. I don't like to do that. I just like to hear the voice of the person. And I set my phone down, get relaxed, and then I do the thing. Again, it's only 3 minutes, but the reason why I like this one is because my mind is usually racing first thing in the morning. I talked about that in a TikTok or a reel recently. But anyway, let's start this.
Hello, it's Eve here. There's no denying that life is sometimes pretty overwhelming.
Okay, just finished that meditation and I absolutely love that one. It's so funny when the speaker is talking about she talks about kind of bathing yourself in sunshine, or at least imagining that. I actually get shivers, like you know when you're cold and then you suddenly feel the warmth of the sun and you get a little bit of shivers. That actually happens every single time I do this meditation, and I love it so much because it just brings about a warmth into my physical being but also my mental being. And I don't know, I wish it was longer than 3 minutes because I that's my favorite meditation that I have been doing. It also clears my head and I feel so much better after this. So as you can see, I'm doing a lot of not just actually slowing down type of stuff, but doing the mental work as well, that I think is really important for me at this time in my life. Welcome to the office. I'm in the office only right now because I left my journal in here last night and I realized that I didn't do any sketching this morning. To be honest with you, I haven't been doing much sketching in the morning lately because I dedicate like longer periods of time these days to sketching, experimenting, painting, all of the artsy actual practicing part throughout my day. So, sketching, when I implemented this routine into my slow morning routine, was something that I needed to do because I simply never had the time to do it because I was working a 9 to 5, and my time or my day would just get away from me. So, I would never actually be able to sketch or practice my art. But now that I have so much more time and I really, really dedicate a lot of my day to that, the sketching part of my morning routine hasn't really been applicable, if that makes sense. But I will show you a couple of things that I sketched most recently, just in case you were curious. I have this right here that I actually sketched as I was filming a slowing down with art video. So you can actually see me do that one in real time. This one as well, I was experimenting with like drawing bags like at the farmer's market. This one over here is just like a random massive flower. Also, a lot of experimenting. As I mentioned in that slowing down with art video, I have really embraced the experimental part of using a sketchbook, which you would think is just a natural thing to do with a sketchbook, but nope. Me and my perfectionist self used to think that a sketchbook needed to be perfect 100% of the time. But as you can see, a lot of my sketches have been inspired by nature, botanicals, farmers market, like veggies and stuff like that, which you all know I love so much. So that's the sketchbook, but I came in here to get my planner, actually, not the sketchbook, and that is in the same Paper Republic setup I have here, or system, if you will. And so I'm flipping over to what I have going on today, and I'm actually going to also write down something. But what I have happening today is some admin stuff, such as unemployment and all of those technicality types of things that I have to do as an unemployed person. I also have a separate to-do list in my Notion now, and I usually keep that up all day long. So that's completely separate, but I do have it like written down in my planner here to look at that Notion to-do list so that I don't forget. I also have to film for YouTube, which I'm doing right now. I also have to film another video today because I will not be home tomorrow. I actually have an event that I need to be at all day tomorrow in Brooklyn. And then I have to do some assignments, just like random admin-y type of assignments, whether that be for, my job search or for content creation, all that type of stuff. So I do have a really busy day, but I am prepared for it. I feel like I am in a good headspace to jump into things and be even more productive than I've ever had been before, because I really dedicated the morning time to myself. And I just mentioned that I wanted to write something in here. I don't know why I put this away, but another thing in my slow morning routine that I've been implementing is writing down a daily affirmation. It goes really well with the meditation, so I like to do it just as I'm finishing my meditation because I'm in a good headspace. My mind is very clear. Things are not racing in my head and getting in the way and distracting me from what I should really set my day to follow, or the vibe that I want to set the day to follow. So I think for my affirmation today, I will follow in the path of creativity. So basically, having creativity be my driving force of the day, even though I have a lot of admin-y type of stuff, I want to ensure that the creativity is still in the back of my head and I'm focusing in on that, because it can really, really get away from you super quickly when you have so many admin and technical type of stuff to do throughout the day, if that makes sense. So that is my affirmation. And I think the final thing as part of my slow morning routine, as you have probably been anticipating, is to make coffee, of course. Okay, friends, I am going to end the video off here because I have made my cup of coffee, and that kind of signifies the end of my morning for me. Once I have my cup of coffee and I place it over by my desk, I am in focus mode, and even though my days are certainly not as intense and chaotic and busy as they used to be when I had a 9 to 5 job, they are still very, very productive, and I jump into a lot of different things throughout the day. So it is an eventful day, to say the least. But thank you so much for hanging out with me with this little new morning routine. I hope it was a bit different than what you've typically seen on my channel when it comes to slow mornings and my specific slow morning routine, my very structured slow morning routine, even though it does allow for a lot of time to really fully embrace the things that I'm doing. So yeah, hopefully I was able to encapsulate that, and I hope this little shift in the routine was fun, interesting, and entertaining for you, and also encouraging if you wanted to switch up something in your routine and you felt like you really couldn't break out of that structure. Once you have a habit set in place, which takes about a month or so to develop, you can start playing around, you can start getting fun and experimental, and then creating something new from there. So don't be afraid to do that. But again, thank you so much for hanging out with me today, and I will talk to you in the next video.